Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to another video. Today, it's another SCP. And this one's SCP, what was it? 3199 Humans Refuted. Hopefully this one is not going to be as... what is it? It's not going to leave me with as much questions as the last one. So if you don't know what SCPs are, I do have a link in the description to a video called SCP Explained by the same person we're watching this video on, or the same channel that we're watching this video on, called the Volgun. So I got a link to that. I also got a link to the Volgun's channel in the description as well. So go give his channel a look if you feel like you want to see more SCPs. So yeah, with all that, let's get right into it. What does this one do?
Good morning.
I'm sorry,
everyone.
What the fuck is... Hold up. Why we got a mutant chicken on the screen right now? That's a fully naked chicken ready to be basted and thrown in the oven, except it's ugly as all hell. Holy what the heck. And why is it muted?
And the SCP we're going to be studying today is SCP-3199.
That was a Keter class, so that's not good.
Keter. Special containment procedures. All live instances of SCP-3199 are to be contained in Site-114 within a Keter humanoid containment chamber. The walls of which should be coated in approximately 2 centimeter thick, acid-resistant steel.
Oh, so they
2
can
meters
have
of empty space are to be allocated between this chamber and secondary containment.
Ooh, there's a secondary.
Secondary containment consists of suspending all live instances of SCP-3199 inside a solid block of strong, transparent substance, currently clear acrylic resin.
Wait, what? Secondary containment consists of suspending all live... Okay, between this chamber and the secondary containment. So is it... Wait, okay, so they're suspended in a block of resin, and then... That's within a Keter humanoid containment chamber, walls of which should be coated in approximately 2 centimeter thick acid. Oh, okay. The space had to be allocated. Okay. My brain went somewhere. For some reason I thought there was like a wall, like 2 walls, and between those 2 walls is like a ring of fucking acrylic resin with these guys. No, it's a block of resin, acrylic resin, plus 2 meters of space, and then the steel 2 meters, was it? A steel wall. 2 centimeter thick, acid resistant steel wall. Okay. And there's 2 meters of empty space between that wall and this block of acrylic resin that they're apparently suspended in. But wait, if they're able, what is the steel? I know it's going to be answered. I know. Why does it need to be acid resistant steel for the walls when they're in acrylic resin? Are they not excreting the acid themselves, or what's going on?
The block is to be at a height of at least 3 meters, with 1 armed security guard stationed directly outside initial containment at all times.
Oh.
An 8-digit passcode can be obtained from the current Site-114 director in order to access the initial containment chamber and allow for up-close examination of SCP-3199's behavior and appearance.
Okay.
CCTV equipment is, however, installed in one corner of the containment cell for remote observation.
Only one corner of it?
Secondary containment is to be regularly examined for damages. Any sign of aggressive activity will be noted, and the current Site-114 director informed at the earliest possible convenience. A temporary recall procedure is detailed in Addendum 3199-3. Experiments involving the use of live SCP-3199 instances are strictly prohibited without approval from at least 2 personnel of level 4 security
God, how many of these things are in there?
or above. As of December 6th, there are 4 present and contained instances of SCP-3199.
Alright, thank you for answering that. There's 4 of them.
Description.
Okay.
SCP-3199 is a sentient
Looks ugly
humanoid
as fuck.
species of a currently unknown biological origin, though tissue
Sentient.
samples suggest traces of domestic chicken and chimpanzee DNA.
I was right on the chicken part. Look at him. He looks like a freaking giant naked chicken. Just baste him up and throw him in the
Instances
oven.
of SCP-3199 are hairless, stained with a thin layer of albumin, and
Albumin?
stand at an average of 2.9 meters.
Oh, they're big boys. Okay.
Weight averages from 780 kilograms for a matured instance, and 360 kilograms for a hatchling.
A
The
hatchling?
necks of SCP-3199 appear dislocated and are capable of twisting approximately 340 degrees,
Damn.
presumably due to the nature of SCP-3199's reproductive cycle.
I'm sorry. What does the reproductive cycle have to do with them being able to turn their heads 340 degrees?
SCP-3199
answers
are
that.
opportunistic hunters engaging with live subjects within a currently unidentified radius has been stricken from the document. Within a radius of 0.9 kilometers surrounding hatchlings that have not yet reached full adolescence. Average speed is recorded at 25 kilometers per hour. Upon contact with human or animal subjects, SCP-3199 will proceed liquefying internal organs and bone structure. The cadaver is then transported to the young and utilized as a form of nourishment.
I'm assuming it's dissolving everything
Instances
on
of
the inside, right? Yeah, liquefying it, so it's shooting the acid into... Ew, it's kind of like a spider. Shooting the acid into the body, dissolving anything, and then sucking it up through a straw.
SCP-3199 have been observed producing large eggs of an off-white coloration and rubbery appearance. These eggs pass through the entity's stomach, esophagus, and eventually out via the mouth, followed by a red viscous substance, first thought to be a form of placenta.
So they went the opposite direction of where the eggs usually come from. Okay, out the mouth? What the fuck? It says part chicken, so I thought it'd have a cloaca or something.
Chemical breakdown has determined it to be a highly corrosive material. SCP-3199 shows extreme distress throughout the process.
I fucking bet.
With personnel describing the sound as not dissimilar to a scream.
I mean, could you imagine just having to vomit up an egg that has a 380 kilo baby in it? That sucker's gonna be huge and painful.
Presumably, due to a biological ingrained method of avoiding extinction, SCP-3199 produces its eggs to fill available space. The anomalous property currently has no known limit, and as a result, may pose an LK-class species transmutation scenario.
Wait, what? What? Go back a little bit. Presumably due to a biologically ingrained method of avoiding extinction, SCP-3199 produces its eggs to fill available space? So does that mean that egg can be as big or as small as it needs to be to fill whatever space it's going to be putting it in? It's egg to fill available space. So if there's not a lot of space, the egg could be as small as a quail egg or as big as an ostrich egg or some shit like that. I'm not quite so sure on this one.
Transmutation scenario. Termination of SCP-3199 can be performed with relative ease. However, a complete eradication is currently impossible, which has been stricken from the document. Difficult.
Okay,
as all instances of SCP-3199, regardless of age, carry one egg inside their stomach, ensuring survival for at least one member of their species at all times.
What if you just throw them in the incinerator, like headshot, and then throw the rest of the body into the incinerator? Would that not work? Are the eggs that...
Egg samples have proven to be extremely resilient, lacking
Really?
visible signs of damage after subjection to extreme blunt force trauma.
Not surprising.
Extensive pressure exceeding 180,000.
It said rubbery on the outside, so I'm not too surprised.
PSI. High precision blades, serrated and non-serrated.
Really?
And finally, long-term acid exposure. Use of point-blank explosives was suggested, but never tested. Heat exposure has been determined to accelerate hatch rates, and thus detonation may run the risk of a containment breach. See Addendum 3199-4.
Okay, wait. What if, like, the SCP itself can be terminated relatively easily, they said. So just throw the corpse in a locked, like, steel furnace, and then that's gonna accelerate the hatching. But when it hatches, it's gonna hatch into a literal fiery pit, and then it dies. Wait, would the newly hatched one also contain an egg within its stomach, and it just goes on repeat forever? No, right? Maybe? I don't know. Does it hatch with an egg already inside it? Like an egg within an egg? That'd be interesting. Questions! I have more questions again!
SCP-3199 was issued Keter classification on October 6, 2017, following the events of a containment breach. SCP-3199's original water containment method was disassembled and replaced with the current resin solution.
Method?
Addendum 3199-1. 2017-05 dispatched the following notice regarding SCP-3199. All experiments involving SCP-3199 egg samples are strictly prohibited until further notice.
Ooh.
Hatching periods have proven too unreliable to warrant extensive research, and as the consequences of a containment breach become more and more apparent, the O5 Council have collectively decided to eliminate risks at the source and prevent testing until new information surfaces. We thank you for your cooperation.
Is there just a shit ton of eggs that hatched all at one time or something?
SCP-3199 was discovered in Ireland after reports of an unidentified, bald creature crying like a banshee from within a dense woodlands resulted in the dispatching of Mobile Task Force Omega-19. Omelette.
Okay.
2 personnel were lost in action, their internal organs and jaws having been almost entirely dissolved.
Ooh, that's
During transportation,
terrible.
SCP-3199 produced 2 offspring, resulting in the deaths of a further 6 personnel. And the following is stricken from the document.
Wait, did they just lay an egg and then those eggs immediately hatched, or what? How long was this transport going on?
It is entirely unknown as to how the first instance of SCP-3199 came into existence. A thorough examination of the original capture site is currently undergoing confirmation. See Addendum 3199-2.
Well, good thing we're getting that next.
Addendum 3199-2.
Oh.
2017, a thorough sweep of SCP-3199's initial recovery location was performed in an attempt to uncover any further information regarding their origin. Locals claim that the small remote residence in question has been established in the woods for several years. Surface Team D-29 recovered several items of interest, including 1 bag of assorted thread and needles of various colors and sizes, approximately 13 chicken carcasses, based on the collective halves and quarters, with precise incisions located on the underbelly, neck, and thigh.
Is this like a Frankenstein's monster kind of thing, except with chickens and primates? Possibly people? The face looking like that, probably.
6 of the carcasses had been plucked, with visible human teeth marks lining the bare areas seemingly at random.
I'm sorry, what?
Several containers, including water bottles and Tupperware boxes, holding an unidentified watery paste. The paste is deep brown in color, and the presence of oxygen becomes viscous and hard. Substance is currently awaiting chemical breakdown. An A5 notebook, brand, and heavily scratched, with what was determined to be human fingernails. The words, "Open when we are pure," are written on the front.
What the fuck does that mean?
And finally, 2 chicken feather quills.
Open
the notebook
when we are
itself
pure?
consisted of 24 pages of standard lined paper, written in non-anomalous black ink. 19 of these pages consisted of various cuboid patterns and crude childlike illustrations, vaguely resembling SCP-3199. On the remaining 5 pages, large lines of writing detail the diary of an unnamed individual. Most of what was written was found totally illegible. However, one extract in particular, dated the 6th, 1973, was written with notably higher clarity. If you're reading this, then lucky you. 1 millionth hour from not, and it'll be fun, and the wonderful versatility of inferior human DNA will give birth to a new era, a stronger ear, one where, and food and water will be nothing but things of the past, as we will make and make and make more until for the better future. I really haven't much time. That's why I envy you so. You'll have all the time you need. Time will be a thing of the time will be on, and death will be life. Life, new life changes, lives, and brings smiles like a freshness. New life will be a part of life from now on.
He's obviously sick in the head.
Yeah, that was kind of tough to read. The final page consisted of several ink blots, 13 instances of the word life in various sizes, and 2 instances of the words, "Didn't you want this?"
Huh. So, okay, just from the whole, death will be life. Life, new life changes, lives, and brings smiles like a freshness. So I feel like that's alluding to the fact that it is, the SCP has an egg inside of its body or inside of its stomach that whenever it dies will pretty much hatch. Is this like is this like a failed experiment to create a phoenix? With the whole, phoenix dies, it's reborn from its own ashes. This thing dies, it's reborn from the egg that was inside of its stomach. Like, does that mean... I mean, they're sentient, but I feel like, does that mean that if it dies and the new, 3199 that's born from the egg that was inside of its stomach that hatches after it died is pretty much going to be the same thing, like the same entity with all of its memories and shit? Kind of like the phoenix, I feel like. And it says food and water will be nothing but things of the past. Saying it's not going to have to eat or drink anymore, but that's apparently not true, because it's injecting whatever it's going to be eating with acid to melt the insides, and it's feeding it to its kids, so it's still got to eat, apparently. I don't know. The fact that you used chicken makes me think it's like whoever this crazy bastard was trying to make a phoenix. A human phoenix hybrid or something like that.
Addendum 3199-3, Protocol 3422-B, poached. Regarding the recontainment of SCP-3199, the following procedure will occur in the event of a breach.
Okay.
On-site personnel with level 1 security clearance or above assume standard lockdown procedure and immediately move to Site-113 unless instructed otherwise. Site-114 is to be filled entirely with distilled water treated with Class A sedatives.
Okay.
Surface Team Tango 306A will be notified and dispatched and instructed to retrieve any instances of SCP-3199's eggs.
What are they going to do with those?
Instances of SCP-3199 will be terminated on site, and their remaining eggs will be collected. Okay. All egg samples are to be transported to a temporary off-site containment.
Hopefully they don't
finally
hatch
Site
during
114
transportation.
Will then be drained, and janitorial staff dispatched to thoroughly clean the area. Personnel attempting to breach Site-14 before this inspection is complete will be apprehended and suspended accordingly. Note: some personnel have displayed skepticism regarding the necessity of SCP-3199's current breach protocol. To elaborate, we have reason to believe that fluid is an excellent counter to SCP-3199's anomalous reproductive properties. It appears to enter an inert state in the presence of liquid, regardless of thickness or clarity. There are 2 theories regarding this occurrence. Number 1. SCP-3199's need for survival demands all of its attention to focus on not drowning. It's possible we have found a loophole within its own nature. Number 2.
Okay.
SCP-3199 considers the liquid around it as full space, and as a result, does not produce any young when submerged.
Oh, that
The
could be
latter theory
right.
holds more water, as SCP-3199 appears to be
Was that a fucking... Are they throwing in dad jokes into this? The latter theory holds more water.
totally inactive when submerged. For now, I believe I speak for all of Site-114 when I say it's a relief to at least have a consistent method of containment. Dr. Watt, December 5th, 2017.
Is that gonna turn
This
on
is
its head at
video
some
log
point?
Interview 3199-1. Interviewer, Dr. Ewing. Interviewed, Lance Corporal Duncan, leading captain of Mobile Task Force Omega-19, first to capture and detain SCP-3199 during initial recovery.
Where multiple people died.
Subject had undergone extensive psychiatric therapy prior to interview, and whilst not considered responsible for the deaths of Private McLeod and Corporal Langley, admitted to having not performed the necessary precautions.
So he blames himself, huh?
Playing log now.
Take a seat, right? Please, if you would. The job is pretty simple. No auditory or visual triggers that the eggheads in Site-114 knew about. Seems to me as if they've done a pretty top job scraping the area clean. Never is that easy, though. Oh, man. We landed around 2100 hours. The boys and I had been told that if we couldn't catch the thing, the next best thing would be snapping a frame or two. So they hooked us up with the best in night vision hardware. I know you have pictures, Ella. I know you've got something. You're under no obligation to view the recording. No, I know that. Just shook me a little. Please, go on. We found something within the hour. Almost like a shack. Totally out of scrap metal and wood. Looked more like an oversized chicken coop than anything else.
Appropriate.
But I don't know that your new monster built it. Just made it a home. And I assume you entered as soon as possible?
Of course.
It was a
Why
late
not?
shift.
Get this
Wanted
over with.
this over as quick as possible.
Exactly.
I'd like to say that's why I did it, but I can't bring myself to make excuses. I really fucked it, ma'am. Pardon my French. It's perfectly appropriate, all things considered. However, I'm going to have to ask you to continue explaining the procedure. Right. Well, I had two of my men stationed at the back. Private McLeod and Captain Langley insisted they take first charge. Fresh out of training, they were. Kids. I should be used to it now, but... Never seen a smile get cut down so quick. It knew we were there. Somehow. Jumped right at Private McLeod and... the fucking teeth out of his head.
I'm sorry,
I
what?
see it whenever I blink. Ma'am, that's the shit that stays with you.
Just pull the fucking teeth right out of his head or what?
The Foundation will make every measure to ensure financial comfort for the families of your lost men. Could you elaborate on the other casualty?
What did I do to the other dude?
Duncan, please, I have to urge you to continue. The more we know, the more we can do to stop it from happening again. We barely had time to react before it started necking it down the corridor to the right. I guess the adrenaline had just about hit me because I fired off enough rounds to blow a chunk out of its chest. Just as its ugly head was about to hit a corner, I saw straight fucking moonlight on the other side. Bullseye. Thing let out the most awful scream. I have a beautiful little baby boy at home, Doc.
What does it mean, moonlight?
You know that? Irrelevant discussion of domestic life isn't necessary for this procedure, Lance Corporal. Could you please? I have a beautiful baby boy who just loves wailing when he's too cranky to sleep. And you know what? Every time he does, I think about that scream. See, pop it into my head. Think what it did, and his pa gives him a look as if he's gonna bash his fucking head against the wall. We're good men. Please, Ella. Kill that monster. If for no one else, from me.
And there's a
this
lot more
log
of
has
them
a
now.
note from Dr. Ewing, which reads, I wish the very best to the families of those lost during SCP-3199's initial recovery. Furthermore, I would like to formally request that Lance Corporal Duncan is administered one Class B amnestic at the earliest possible convenience. No excuses. Dr. E. Ewing,
He
Site
really needs
114
it.
Director.
He really needs it. He's probably gonna kill his kid at some point if he doesn't get it.
Experiment logs. Experiment 3199A. Intense heat exposure.
Oh,
Subject, one egg sample from SCP-3199.
is it just gonna hatch like?
Method, subject relocated to a secure containment cell. Inside temperature of the cell was gradually increased at an average rate of 7 degrees Celsius per minute.
Okay.
Results. After approximately 9 minutes, the egg ruptured violently and produced a single hatchling. On-site personnel reacted swiftly to recontain the newborn instance. However, the excessive internal temperature impacted the physical growth of the young instance, and it reached adolescence at an accelerated rate of 40 seconds. As a result, the now adolescent hatchling produced 2 further instances of SCP-3199. On-site security response was swift, and all 3 instances were detained. All future heat testing involving SCP-3199 egg samples has been forbidden until further notice.
Probably a good idea.
Experiment 30.
That's just reinforcing my idea or thought that it's a failed experiment to bring a phoenix or to make a phoenix. I mean, it's just it hatched and immediately went to adolescence in 40 seconds because of the heat. I feel like that is just reinforcing my thoughts here.
3199B, liquid nitrogen bath.
Oh yeah, and the whole liquid thing's making it inert and immobile thing. Because a phoenix is a firebird.
One egg sample from SCP-3199. Method. Subject submerged entirely in liquid nitrogen.
Okay.
Security remain on standby throughout the procedure, after concerns regarding another unexpected outbreak. After approximately 45 minutes of exposure, SCP-3199 had reached -190 degrees.
Celsius.
Following 2 hours of exposure, the egg sample was removed and placed under extreme pressure. Results. Hydraulic press peaked at pressures of around 9,000 psi.
Damn.
Cracks appeared 30 minutes into exposure before the sample shattered. Egg fragments were collected and furthermore pressed into a fine pulp. 0 traces of albumin or yolk were located. Incineration of these remains proved successful at destroying the egg in its entirety.
So what does that mean? The inside of the egg was empty then?
Postscript. As Dr. Ewing once put so eloquently, let us not allow these small victories to distract from the larger picture. And whilst you may find the time to celebrate this discovery, we will not excuse apathy towards the entity itself. Dr. Watt. Experiment 31C. Chemical analysis of shell. Sample.
What's it made of?
10 grams of finely pressed eggshell pulp, taken from an SCP-3199 egg.
Okay.
Results. Detailed chemical breakdown shows traces of nacre, enamel,
It's nacre.
and a currently unidentified carbon compound. Microscope analysis suggests that the shell itself is composed of tightly packed, organized crystals. Practical use of this material is currently undergoing consideration.
Fucking body armor? With it being so
All right.
resistant to everything. Yeah.
That about does it for today. Thank you all for listening, and you are all dismissed. Goodbye.
Bye. Yeah, no. It just makes me feel like it's the failed experiment to try and create a phoenix by a very crazy person. I mean, he kind of half succeeded, I guess. It does get reborn after it dies from the own egg, from its egg it has inside of its own stomach. But you know, I could be wrong. Thankfully, this SCP didn't really leave me with too many other questions, unlike that last one, which is still bothering me. But no, I feel like that's... I feel like I'm really close to it. Failed experiment to create a phoenix. It gets... I mean, it easily killed, but its egg that is contained in its stomach hatches quickly in heat and also grows very quickly in heat, apparently. I mean, what, 40 seconds in what I would assume is probably around 40 degrees Celsius, because it said raises 7 degrees every minute, and it took 9 minutes for that thing to hatch. So yeah, and around 40 degrees Celsius, it takes 9 minutes for it to hatch, 40 seconds to grow into adolescence, and to be able to produce more of itself. Which, I don't know, I guess it just hucked up 2 eggs, and which immediately hatched. I don't know how that part's working. Because it said, let's go back. Let me go back. It said, that's the hydraulic press part. So yeah, the now adolescent hatchling produced 2 further instances of SCP-3199. So it created 2 more. Does that mean... Because to me, it sounds like that means it immediately grew up, vomited up 2 eggs, because it does say, you know, the eggs come out of the mouth. And those 2 eggs immediately hatched and grew as well. But it doesn't... I don't know, I'm assuming that's what happens. It doesn't say how it produced 2 further instances in fucking Shadow Clone Jutsu or some shit like that. But no. Yeah, the fact that heat makes it, you know, grow and reproduce at a high rate, I feel like failed Phoenix. And extreme cold is what destroys it. And interestingly, it sounds like what it said. Like there was no no traces of albumin or yolk were located. So it's like, sounds like until the moment it hatches, that egg is completely empty. Albumin, is that how it's pronounced? Something like that. But yeah, no. It sounds like it's a completely empty egg and it's just a really tough shell until the moment it hatches. In which case, these things just miraculously materialize within it. I don't know. But shit, that picture is just... It just screams ugly mutant chicken to me. Man, no. Hey, let me know what you guys think. If you think I'm right, if you're on my train with the whole failed Phoenix experiment mutated SCP thing, let me know. Till next time, y'all, that's it. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.